Your life won't magically change overnight, but it will change one small habit at a time. The things you do every single day shape your thoughts, your energy, and your future. Want a better life? Start with better habits. Let's break it down. Why habits matter so much. Which simple actions have the biggest impact. And how to build them into your routine without feeling overwhelmed. 1. Wake up with purpose. 0:45 to 3 o'clock. Every morning gives you a choice. Hit snooze. Roll over. Stay in bed, or rise up with purpose. That first moment of your day is powerful, even if no one sees it. It's the quiet decision that shapes everything else. Imagine opening your eyes and thinking, I'm here to lead this day, not let it lead me. That one thought can shift your entire mood. Instead of dragging through the morning, you're clear, intentional, focused. Too often, our days start with stress. We wake up late, we rush, we feel behind. But what if the first thing on your mind was, how can I win today? You don't need a perfect morning routine. Just start with one idea. Today, I choose to show up. Say it out loud. Whisper it if you have to. But claim your day before the world pulls it away. 2. The smallest actions shape the biggest changes. 3 to 5 o'clock. Change doesn't come from one big moment. It comes from small, repeatable habits. Simple things like making your bed, drinking a glass of water, taking 5 deep breaths, writing down one goal for the day. These may seem too small to matter, but they build momentum. And momentum builds confidence. It's not about being perfect. It's about proving to yourself that you can show up, even in small ways. Remember, consistency is more powerful than intensity. You don't need to run a marathon. Just take the first step and take it daily. 3. Talk to yourself like someone you love. 5 to 6:45. There's a voice in your head that no one else hears. Talks to you all day long. But here's the problem. That voice is often your biggest critic. You tell yourself things you'd never say to a friend. I'm not good enough. I'll never make it. I'm a failure. Would you say that to someone you care about? Of course not. So why say it to yourself? Start changing that voice. Even if you don't fully believe the words yet. Say, I am capable. I am trying. I am enough. When you speak kindly to yourself, you start to believe it. And that belief changes everything. 4. You control more than you think. You don't control the weather, or other people, or the past. But you do control how you show up. You control what time you wake up, what you choose to focus on, how you speak to yourself, whether you move forward or stay stuck. Every day gives you that power. You don't have to change your whole life at once. You just have to decide. Today I take one step, and then take it again tomorrow. 5. The morning is your foundation. Think of your morning like a launch pad. If it's chaotic, your whole day feels off. But if it starts with peace and purpose, you're grounded. This doesn't mean you need a 2-hour routine. Start small. Wake up 15 minutes earlier. Sit quietly and breathe. Set one intention for the day. The goal? Create a moment that reminds you you're in control. The rest of the world might still be sleeping, but you've already won something powerful. Your mindset. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to show kindness to others, but so hard to show that same kindness to yourself? You give friends patience, compassion, and understanding when they're struggling. But when you make a mistake, you criticize yourself. You beat yourself up. The truth is, being human means stumbling, falling, and getting back up. But somewhere along the way, you started treating your flaws like failures instead of lessons. Now, imagine what would happen if, just for one day, you spoke to yourself the way you'd speak to someone you truly love. What if, instead of saying, I messed up again, you said, it's okay, I'm learning, let's try again? This isn't about ego or pretending you're perfect. It's about fairness. It's about giving yourself the same support, grace, and second chances you give to others, especially when life feels heavy. Real change begins when you start listening to that voice in your head, not to follow it blindly, but to notice when it's turned against you. When it says, you're not good enough, You don't silence it with lies. You replace it with truth. I may not be perfect, but I'm trying. I'm not there yet, but I've come a long way. This is not weakness. It's strength. It's resilience. Because building yourself up with honest encouragement, especially when no one else is cheering, is how you grow. When you speak to yourself with kindness, you begin to carry yourself differently. You stand taller, not with arrogance, but with quiet confidence. You don't wait for the world to approve of you, you decide you're enough right here, right now. And what if you lived like that every day? What if you became your own biggest supporter, the one person who never gives up on you, no matter how tough things get? Imagine how your life would change if your inner voice wasn't your harshest critic, but your strongest ally. Words matter. The way you speak to yourself affects how you work, how you love, how you dream. You can't build a strong life on self-doubt, but you can build one on grace, honesty, and encouragement. That's not weakness. It's real strength, the kind that lasts. And here's another small but powerful truth. Real growth doesn't come from huge, dramatic moments. It comes from tiny promises you keep to yourself every day. Not the big dreams that excite you, but the little daily actions that ground you. Like making your bed, writing one sentence in a notebook, taking 5 quiet minutes to breathe before your day starts. These aren't grand gestures, but they matter more than you think. Because when you follow through on small commitments, you start to trust yourself again. You send a quiet message to your brain, I can count on me. That's how confidence is built. Not in explosions of motivation, but in steady, quiet effort. These daily acts are like planting seeds. You might not see the change right away, but one day you'll look back and realize, everything started here. So start today. Speak to yourself with kindness. Keep one small promise. And remember, the most important words you'll ever hear aren't from anyone else. They're the ones you whisper to yourself when no one's watching. Make them count. When you start keeping even the smallest promises to yourself, something changes inside you. You stop seeing yourself as unreliable or scattered. You begin to believe in your own word. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up for yourself, consistently. Think of the person who quietly shines their shoes every night. No one sees it. No one praises it. But they know. That small ritual tells them who they are. Someone who values order, pays attention, and keeps their life in check. That quiet habit is building something far deeper, character. These kinds of habits don't shout. They whisper. They don't impress anyone. They simply anchor you. At first, they might feel pointless. Just a couple of minutes, just a little effort. But over time, those small choices add up. Day by day, they shape a life. Not a life ruled by chaos or luck, but a life built with purpose. So ask yourself, what's one small promise you can make today? It doesn't have to be big, just something you can do. Then ask, will you keep it, even when it's hard, even when no one's watching? Because that's the real test, doing it when you're tired, when you're bored, when you're not feeling motivated. True discipline isn't born in moments of high energy. It's built during the struggle. It's never about the size of the promise. It's about how seriously you take your word. Once you start treating your own word as sacred, everything changes. You stop looking outside for approval or motivation. You begin to lead yourself, and slowly the world starts to respond. Now, let's talk about discomfort. Most people spend their lives running from it, avoiding anything that makes them stretch or sweat. But here's the truth. Comfort is a liar. It offers safety but steals growth. The ones who truly rise in life don't avoid difficulty. They lean into it. Not because they love pain, but because they understand that growth lies right behind it. Discomfort isn't a threat. It's a signal, a call to become more. It shows up in small moments. The awkward pause, the hard choice, the tough conversation. You feel it as a lump in your throat, a racing heart, or a deep fear. But if you stop running and face it, something amazing happens. You change. You grow. You stop being someone who avoids challenge and start becoming someone who's shaped by it. Think of someone stepping into the cold morning air while others hide under blankets. That sting doesn't break them, it wakes them up. The pain becomes power. 9. You weren't made to avoid pressure. You were made to handle it. Look at how your body works. Muscles grow through resistance. Lungs get stronger when pushed. Your mind sharpens through struggle. Yet, we avoid the exact things that shape us. We dodge hard conversations, skip the tough workouts, put off the dreams that scare us. But maybe, instead of running, we should be asking, what am I avoiding? What's the truth I'm afraid to face? Discomfort isn't random. It shows up right where your potential is waiting. So what if you treated it like a teacher, tough, maybe, but one who's here to help you grow? What if every challenge was a lesson in becoming more stronger, braver, more alive? The people who truly grow aren't fearless. They just stop running. They face life head-on and come out changed. Every day, you get the chance to stay where it's warm or step into what scares you. The only way forward is through. So take that step. It doesn't need to be huge. Just move toward the thing that makes you nervous. Let yourself feel it. The tight throat, the racing heart. That's where the change happens. Not in theory, not in waiting, but in action. Growth is found in what feels hard, not in what feels safe. And in time, the things that used to scare you, they become your new normal. Discomfort fades, but the resilience you gain stays with you forever.